How about having afternoon tea on a TV tray? Are you interested? Don't worry, I'll explain. The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, and the Yummy of Afternoon Tea, Streetsville, Mississauga edition. My husband recently had a weekend off of work, and I asked him to take me for afternoon tea. So we went to the tea room inside the Robinson Bray House in Mississauga. I've been here several times over the years, but the last time was almost 2 years ago. Let's get started with the good. The number of tea options here is good. Although I usually choose the same couple of tea types, I am happy that there are lots of options for other customers. Love to see it. I chose the caramel cream black tea and my husband chose an herbal tea. Both were quality loose leaf and we liked them. They also sell all their teas in their gift shop. Excellent. Drumroll please. I am happy to announce that the scones were good on this day. Each guest got one scone, and we got to choose between a blueberry scone or a plain scone. We both chose blueberry. It was served with small individual portions of whipped cream and jam. Last time I was here in November 2023, the scone was not fresh and I did not enjoy it. But today it was fresh with a cakey texture. I do prefer when guests receive 2 scones at afternoon tea, even if they are a bit smaller than these ones, to accommodate for a second scone. In fact, we asked for a second scone for my husband, who doesn't really enjoy eating finger sandwiches, and so we got him 2 scones. The additional scone with additional tiny accompaniments was $7. I think $7 is a bit too high as an add-on to a full tea experience, in my opinion. Maybe if it was real clotted cream provided. Anyway, the scones were the good aspect here, despite the lack of that real clotted cream. The bad parts? Well, the bad here was the table and the room, by extension. The table was not big enough for tea for 2, with 2 water glasses, 2 plates, 2 jams and cream plates, 2 teacups, 2 teapots, a milk pitcher, and their wide 3-tier metal tray. I felt like we were having afternoon tea on a TV tray or small coffee table. Even without needing space for my tripod to record, this table was much too small for the amount of stuff involved with an afternoon tea spread. This tea room is inside an old house, and while I appreciate that getting as many tables into this space as possible is the business goal, it was far too crowded. There was also no central air conditioning. There was a window AC, but man, it was hot and stuffy in there. We were quite uncomfortable for both reasons. It's also super bad that I found the imported double cream, which is a type of clotted cream, in their gift shop fridge. See? But they don't serve it to customers. I'm almost offended that they have it on site. Clearly it's available, and they know it's an important part of tea experience, but they don't serve it or even offer it to customers. That's shameful, I have to say. Very shameful. The ugly, nothing here was particularly ugly. I'm not a big fan of the fake silk flower they attach to their tea tiers, but they have been adding these forever, so you come to expect it as a return customer here. The yummy? Overall, the food was better this time than my previous visit. My favorite bite was the chicken salad, same as last time. I again enjoyed the apricot that they put in their chicken salad. And as I said, we found the scones to be yummy on this visit. In terms of other less yummy but acceptable food, for savories we each received 2 cucumber cream cheese triangles equaling half of a sandwich, then 1 egg salad and 1 chicken salad equaling another half sandwich. So in total, these small finger sandwiches are 1 full sandwich. I would have liked 1 more to round out this offering, of course with a different filling. The bread was all fresh, so that's super, but it's also to be expected. The quiche was a cheese and tomato, but it had been heated in a microwave and had a very soggy bottom. No, thank you. Pro tip, air fryer for reheating pastry. Scones have been discussed, so on to the sweets. We each received 4 sweets, which is 1 more item than my last visit, so that's good. The chocolate cake tasted very commercial. The icing especially tasted like your grocery store plastic tub of Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker. Yuck! The cheesecake bite was fine. It didn't have a flavor to me. The butter tart was pretty good, but certainly needed more filling, as this buttery filling was pretty skimpy. And the lavender shortbread tasted good. The shortbread was a lovely butter cookie, but I'm not a fan of lavender buds in my mouth, so overall this one wasn't for me. I enjoyed the lovely fresh strawberries that were with our scone tier. I always find fresh fruit appealing when it's included on a tea tier. Overall, this food didn't knock my socks off, but it was passable. This afternoon tea costs $40 per person, which aligns well for its location, venue, and food offering. I guess if you add a second scone, the price is then $47, which, despite what I already said, also aligns just fine for the size of scone if you were choosing to add it. For the entire experience, I would rate this afternoon tea as 3 out of 5 stars, which is half a point higher than the last time because the scone was nice this time. Over to you. Have you been to Streetsville for afternoon tea recently? Would you like to try it? Please leave your impressions in the comments below, and please like this video to help it succeed with the algorithms. Thank you for watching, tea friends, especially if you're viewing this from YouTube.